Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Almost said our Dark Souls again. Consider this subliminal advertising for what I feel to be one of the best subreddits. Anyway, I'm gonna stop sounding like a local commercial for a grocery store or a car dealership or something. Climb this ladder and then we'll get into the rest of the Duke's archives. So this next area between opening this giant door and going to the next bonfire is potentially one of the hardest parts of the late game for me. I would not be surprised to see myself die a couple times here, but hopefully it'll work out okay. In fact, even the area after the next bonfire, known as the Crystal Caves, pretty difficult. And that's kind of like a universal opinion as well. People really seem to have trouble with that area. I really like it. Unlike Blighttown, which I think is both difficult and annoying, and people don't like it, I think people seem to like the Crystal Caves. By and large, anyway. We've got a melee guy here we do have to worry about as well. Oh god, I just got stabbed in the back with an arrow. That's the worst. Okay, we'll kill the archer first. Might have seemed wiser to focus on the melee hero there. Or melee enemy, I should say. Too much Dota 2. There we go, they're dead. It's gonna cost me an Estus. But I like focusing on the archer first because he takes less hits. And also, that'll stop you from taking so much, basically, chip damage. Alright, so we're gonna come up here and immediately... I can't remember if it's our left or right. I think it's our left. There will be a channeler. There he is, okay. Now there's a channeler there who will fire soul arrows at us. That, like, bright blue light out of his chest. And there's a channeler up top who will also fire soul arrows at us. I don't want to deal with either of those dickbags. They always warp. Please don't warp. Oh, yes. That's fantastic. The fact that I managed to murder him so quickly is huge. I can't overstate it enough. Overstate it enough? That sounds like some kind of language mistake there. Alright, we got an archer. We've also got a melee... I almost said melee hero again. Oh well. Consider this a subliminal advertisement for Dota 2. One of the games that I am currently addicted to, as you probably saw if you watched that video I did with Purge Gamers. Anyway. Backstab this guy. He will die in one hit. Fantastic. Now I'm just going to come over here and look for chests, because I can't remember if there's chests around here. If there are, they usually contain Twinkling Titanite, which is a good pickup right now. I'm going to use that to upgrade my armor. Silver Knight armor is pretty much endgame gear, if you want it to be. So I don't feel bad about upgrading that. Again, too good to use syndrome doesn't always apply in Dark Souls. Because it's like too good to use, you get great armor, but it's also have to use, because otherwise I would die every 10 seconds. I'll just try to dodge these arrows. These mythical arrows that this guy can shoot out. Home into your position no matter where you are, no matter what the angle of the shot was. Might want to use one more Estus to top off. Now here we get the... Ah, fuck you, buddy. I was trying to explain a puzzle here. Well, a puzzle of sorts. Again, Dark Souls doesn't really do puzzles. That's one of the things I really like about it. You come across these levers all the time, or these wheels all the time in the Duke's archives. And essentially these are the central gimmick of this part of it, which allows us to rotate staircases and get sweet, sweet retribution on this dickbag right here. Now, I can't remember. There's another archer over there. Yes, there is. I don't think his arrows can reach me if I just sprint as fast as I can and keep going left and right. That was always my strategy when I was in high school. If there was ever going to be a school shooting, and I'm not making light of that. Actually, the high school I went to in my senior year, that was like a serious threat. There was a student who was found to have made like a list of people that they were going to murder. Thankfully, they didn't. I wasn't on the list regardless, because I'd like to think of myself as kind of a nice guy. Man, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I wonder if there's anyone from my high school that actually like watches these videos. That would be really weird for me. Well, anyway, now that I've gone off in like crazy town there, if you're a high school alumnus that knows who I am, please let me know, because I'd maybe like to talk to you, unless you're a jerk, in which case I don't. We can get into the next area here and finally murder the shit out of this channeler. If he warps, I swear to God, I will end his life, and I don't even know. Okay, we're gonna roll down here. This is gonna cause us to take pretty significant damage. So is that soul arrow, so we will Estus up. Ah, I thought we could roll under that. Okay, now we'll just circle around. Okay, now two-hand and his... God! Damn it, Chandler! Where are you now? Oh, come on. You want me to rotate the staircase again? Alright, the good thing is I don't think he can hit me with that soul arrow when I'm rotating the staircase. And I don't think he can warp again. I think he can get a 1 warp maximum. Fuck you, buddy. Okay. Have I been up here? I don't think I have been up here, obviously, because I murdered those guys. Okay, and now we're so close. So close to getting to the next bonfire. Maybe I was wrong when I said this is one of the hardest areas in the game for me. That went pretty well. There's actually even a shorter way to get to this next bonfire, but I don't want to do it because potentially you take a lot of falling damage, and that would be a bad thing to do right now when I'm so close to the bonfire. Anyway, first off, equip Pyromancy Flame because there's an archer in here trying to shoot at me through the walls. Given their success so far, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually worked for him. Nuke him in 1 hit. Then we are going to come down here. And we'll basically be at the next bonfire when we go down here. And I'm hoping that we can get some summoning help because the boss is not too far away after this. Let's see, we'll pull this lever. Which will allow us to... I think it opens this door right here. So we'll just wait it out. Fantastic. Run through here, and the bonfire will be right here. I'm probably missing a lot of items, but again, this doesn't really bother me. Oh, of course, as soon as I come to light the bonfire, the summoning sign disappears. And that's probably the dude standing at his summoning sign right now. Or a dude trying to summon the dude standing at his summoning sign. And I level up 39,000. I don't really want to be higher than level 50. The thing I should have mentioned a couple videos ago is that with the Infinite Invasion Orb, you have to be a lower level than the person you're invading. I'm going to kindle this bonfire as well. So you have to be, let's say you want to invade someone who's level 50, even though you don't get a choice. You would have to be level 49 or below. So the more you level up, the more you're limiting your potential invasion chances. Be wary of curses. That's a really good message for this. Boss ahead, also a really good message. I hope that was the same dude and I just gave him 2 humanity. I'm going to wait here for 10 seconds, see if another summoning sign pops up. If not, I'm just going to go solo the boss. Always the possibility, of course, that you will run into summoning sign right before the boss wall. Let's give it a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Alright, you missed your chance, ladies. So we are going to be going to an area known as the Crystal Caves. Not the Crystal Caverns. Commonly confused with that 80s arcade game. Also a lot of items to pick up in this area, but some of the chests are mimics. Because I don't have brass balls, I have to attack each one to see what I'm dealing with here. Good news is if I get hit, I'm not sure if that's true or not. We'll rate it up though. Because I'm a nice guy like that. I forgot what I was saying, but that's okay. Oh, we got the Channelers set. Okay, so we have the armor of those Channelers, my least favorite enemies in the game. But pretty cool armor, I dig it. Archive Tower Giant Cell Key. Okay, so that's to open that door that my Master Key could not open right after the Pisakas. Is this enough to... Please tell me I kill him before he hits me. That's embarrassing. Oh well. Alright. He dropped. Enchanted Falchion. Is it Falchion or like Falcon? I don't know. Surely someone will correct my pronunciation, as has happened in every Let's Play I've ever done. Crystal Ember. So now if we give that to a blacksmith, I can't remember which one, because it has to be a specific blacksmith. I think that one's for the giant blacksmith in Anne Orlando. They can make crystal weapons for us out of regular weapons +5 or +10. I can't remember which is correct there. Good thing about crystal weapons, they hit really hard. I've said this before. The bad thing about crystal weapons is they have almost no durability and they can't be repaired. So once they're done, they're done. And I believe they have 10% of the durability of the weapon that created it. So for example, if I go over to my weapons here, let's take a look at our longsword. If we toggle our display, you can see the durability here is 200, and it's full right now because I've barely used it and I did repair it as well. If you made a crystal longsword, the durability would only be 20. So that would not last you very, very long. But the good news is you pick up a bunch of weapons over the course of the entire game. So, you know, a bunch of similar weapons too. So if you turn like a pretty common weapon, like a longsword is actually fairly common. If you turn those into crystal weapons, you can always get another one later. At the very least, you can get another one on New Game Plus. So, Dealing with these golems here. I can't remember if we've run into these guys really yet. Oh god, there's two of them. The other place you run into these guys pretty frequently is Darkroot Garden. Or Darkroot Basin. My bad. Let's use some fire orbs. Oh, the tree, come on. The reason I'm doing this is basically for crowd control. I should really be focusing on the other guy as well, but oh well. You know what, fuck it, let's just melee them to death. I consider myself pretty good at this game. Not pro, pretty good. Certainly not pro, as you can see by the comments in pretty much every video. There we go, one's dead. I'm not sure if these guys ever drop anything. Just gotta watch out for that AoE attack. Otherwise, you can basically two-hand your weapon against these guys. And then just go in on them. Make sure to roll out of the way, stay behind them where they can't hit you. That'll make them do the AoE attack a lot. That's pretty easy to dodge. It's annoying because it takes a little bit longer. Oh well. There we go. Okay, how many souls do these guys drop? 1,200? That's actually pretty good. Now, this beautiful area we're about to enter is the Crystal Caves. Now, you'll recall I picked up some prism stones. These are going to be of unbelievable use for us very shortly. Because the Crystal Caves... Well, first let's talk about prism stones. Prism stones are essentially useless, except they leave a marker on the ground, so you can drop them. And they will leave like a colored dot on the ground, which you can use to find your way forward in dark areas or areas where the ground is otherwise not apparent. The other thing they do is if they fall, you will hear a sound, and if you hear like a really nasty breaking sound, that means that fall is lethal. So prism stones don't have serious use very often in the game, but this is one of the areas, probably the area most useful, or where prism stones themselves are most useful, I should say. Okay, Golem is dead. We'll move onward here through the Crystal Caves, of course. Now, this is an area where, you know, I say this quite often and it doesn't always pan out. It's an area where I could easily die. Be wary of sliding down is good advice. And the reason why I could easily die is because we have a lot of fights against crystal golems, which I'm actually going to shield for, not two-hand. And they're often on these like really icy seeming surfaces where you can slide very easily and also just fall very easily because oftentimes one side is just very slippery. So we're just going to try to stay... Patience is the name of the game. Let's put it that way in these fights, because you don't want to make a rash decision that leads to you falling to your death. I would much rather take 20 minutes to fight each one of these golems and actually succeed than take 30 seconds and die every time. So we've killed that one and we will move on. One thing I want to mention, if you're like at the Crystal Caves in your playthrough, or the next time you do a playthrough, leave messages. Need humanity. Okay, I mean, even that is still kind of useful. The reason being, we'll see the gimmick for the Crystal Caves in about a second and a half here. You can see this message. Whoa, it's dangling in space. Northernlion, don't... Oh! There's invisible walkways everywhere. So leaving messages is great because it tells me where the heck, like, the next safe spot to step is, essentially. Avoiding alliteration in the future. Now, there's a moonlight butterfly here. You can get a close-up look at it, but you don't have to fight those guys. If you attack them, they will get aggroed. But if you don't attack them, they just stay peaceful. Left? Yeah, that's true. Okay, so almost nobody has left a message here on this path. That's from the developers right there. I believe they added messages in an update because people were just getting pissed off with it. We're going to equip our bow to... let's equip it our right-hand slot for now. The other thing that's cool is you can just use your bow, and you can shoot it in front of you, and see, oh, okay, there's a safe spot to step right there. You can also look at the snowflakes that are falling. And if where they leave, like, some kind of dust... or they kick up dust when they fall. It's not dust, obviously, it's snow. But where there's particles where they land is obviously a safe spot to walk. But also, I've got pretty much all these spots memorized, so hopefully I end up doing okay. Now, this is maybe the hardest part in the Crystal Caves. It's definitely the hardest golem fight anyway. We're just gonna do what we've always done and be super patient, essentially. The other thing we could do, I suppose, is just run right past him. Oh god, that was closer than I wanted it to be. We could also just try to get him to jump off. Wow! Good timing. Now, worth noting, there's an invisible path right here. We can take down there and fight another crystal golem, and that will give us another Titanite chunk of some sort. I can't remember. It might be a Titanite shard. But anyway, we're going to skip that. Instead, we're going to come around this way. Because we're not speed running, but we're not wasting our time here. Let's put it that way. I want to come up this way. Okay. Make sure my computer's not falling asleep while recording here. A-okay, that would be a disaster. And then I can't recall where I'm supposed to jump here. So let's actually use some prism stones. Because I do have 20 of them. We're going to replace our... Oh, they're already equipped. Cool. Let's just throw one off here. Safe spot. Okay. Reason you want to come down this way? Tons of crystal lizards. Give me your titanite. Give me your... They're getting away! This one's not getting away. This one got away? Give me your titanite, guys. I just wanted your titanite. Okay. Now there is one message here, and a few messages further on. Oh, that's from the developers again. You can tell because it can't be rated. Now, this is a long path, and this might take a little while. So just be patient. Again, I would rather do this right on the first try and have to do it 20 different times. And in fact, with the bow, it actually goes a lot faster than if you're doing it with prism stones. It's also less discreet, I suppose, because there are like huge swaths of space between these two arrows where I don't know if it's safe. Whereas prism stones are a little bit more continuous. But oh well. Again, I've done this a couple times, so I'm pretty confident in my directions. From here, it's basically a straight shot. I would love to have someone, like, actually model how these paths look. Like, just drop a bunch of prism stones, figure out how they look, and then model it. Because I'm always walking as if it's, like, the thinnest bridge ever created, but it's probably actually pretty thick. Because, there's a little bit of tolerance involved, let's put it that way. We do have enough money to upgrade our, Actually, I should keep my bow equipped. We do have enough money to upgrade our Pyromancer's Flame when we go back to Laurentius. Essentially because I saved his life. Guy seemed kind of ungrateful for it. Although he did say he trusted me. What a nice guy. Now, we got a lot of clams to fight. You might think, clams? That can't be a difficult enemy. In fact, these are some of the more difficult enemies in the game. They take a lot of damage, and they hit extremely hard. And I'm trying to aggro only one at a time, because that'll make my life way easier. But this guy's already awake. So I'm not going to shoot any more arrows. I'm just going to wait for him to come. Okay, good. We did aggro one at a time. Is this really how clams sleep? Like they open and close their mouth like they're snoring? I guess that would be a question for someone who studied biology. I'm sorry, just got something stuck in my throat there. I studied biology. Anyway. Try to avoid these attacks. Circle around him. Cool thing is you can stagger them pretty much continuously. But it's risky, as you saw right there, because you need to do 2 attacks to stagger them, and they have a very quick attack with their feet that can sometimes get you before you get that second attack in. Now these attacks just hit really hard. Each one of those is probably worth an Estus, so I really want to avoid taking damage. That one in particular is hard as well. They do have a one-shot kill as well. Or maybe it's not a one-shot kill anymore, because I have a lot of vitality, but it's definitely one-shot hurts like a son of a bitch. Purging Stone. Purging Stone's cool because it will allow us to get rid of Curse. That will be essential if we die to Curse on Seath the Scaleless, which is certainly not out of question. Seath is one of those weird bosses. I've beaten him without getting hit, and I've lost to him like 50 times in a row. It all depends on how the fight goes. It could be amazing, could be horrible. For most people, Seath is one of the easiest boss fights, at least in the second half of the game. Go to town. Alright. That worked really well. I guess what I should do is, after that first stun, just go crazy with the 2-hand, and usually I can keep them stun locked for a while. I have pretty good humanity right now, so these guys should be dropping a lot of items. I'm expecting a lot of Purging Stones, and a lot of Twinkling Titanite as well. This is one of the best spots in the game, in fact, probably the best spot in the game to farm Twinkling Titanite. Because usually if you have 10 humanity and a covetous gold serpent ring from Sen's Fortress equipped, you are going to get a pretty substantial amount of Twinkling Titanite here. Definitely more than 1 per run, let's put it that way. Obviously, it's an area that's kind of a pain in the ass to get to, so it's nice that there's a reward for that. Certainly, if you need some Twinkling Titanite, there's worse places to go. There you go, Twinkling Titanite and a Purging Stone. All at once. Now, you'll notice I'm being, like, exceptionally careful through this area. Again, want to make sure I save my Estus so that when we do fight Seath, I have all of it, or almost all of it. Because I did use one fighting that Mimic, which is pretty embarrassing, actually. Keep him stun locked, and then kill him. This is much faster than the first time I fought this guy. Nothing there, sadly. How many left? Looks like 2, but possibly 3. Now, an easy way to get yourself fucking killed is just to try to take on all these guys at once. You really want to do it one at a time, because again, even one like random attack is about 1 Estus worth of damage to you. So we're gonna stun lock him. Again, even when you're stun locking him, he does have that quick foot attack, so it's nice to stay behind him. Or behind them, I should say. I keep talking as if this is one clam and just like several different entities of it. More Twinkling Titanite. Excellent. So you can see, doing pretty well on the Twinkling Titanite front. Even though I don't even have 10 humanity. My item discovery is pretty high right now. I mean, it's much higher than most of the people that are going to be playing this through for the first time, because they're going to be, you know, too scared to hold that much humanity and too scared to be reversed hollow anyway. Not that that affects your item discovery that much. So I'm not even sure why I mentioned it, but anyway. Hopefully Twinkling Titanite here. Purging Stone, that's fine too. Again, those could come in handy. Now I'm hoping there's a summon sign here. Sadly, no. What does this message say? Need hollow. Not sure what that means, but I see it all the time. Just looking around, those are reflections, those are not summoning signs. Okay, but as you can tell by the way I'm looking, we are probably getting ready for a boss fight here. Now the cool thing I want to mention before we get into this boss fight is you can see like all these, basically, I don't want to get too close to them right now, but they're basically crystal silhouettes of other players. Now these are people who have played this boss fight and gotten cursed and died in that position, which I think is really cool that the game added that. But for now, let's just enjoy this cutscene. Alright, so we got Seath the Scaleless, and immediately when I started this boss fight, I was like, oh right, I'm supposed to put on that dingy gear so that I can have high curse resistance. Oh god, I'm running the wrong way. Okay, turn around. Now we really got to watch out for that curse breath attack, but for now, we're just going to run and never look back. Okay, first thing we have to do, destroy this crystal. Otherwise, he can't take any damage. Now, we can kill him. He's going to be hurt for a second and stunned, which is great. Basically what we're going to do, stand right about here. I'm not even going to look at him. I'm just going to watch out for that curse breath attack. And whenever he does it, I'm gonna get out of the way. Oh god! I'm going to get out of the way and just two-hand the shit out of his tentacle here. Now, it's worth noting, Seath does have a tail, like all other dragons in this game. And if you cut off his tail, you do get an item. Again, like pretty much all other dragons in this game. Do your curse breath attack, buddy. Taking forever here. There we go. Okay, do it, do it, do it. There we go. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Give me the opportunity to do about 500 damage, 600 damage. That's fine by me. We can just get him to do this over and over. It's best not to target onto this boss so you can actually aim your shots a little bit more effectively. This is pretty much how the boss fight with Seath goes. The other thing he does have is a huge, like, AoE curse attack that is not his breath. It goes out from like all directions. So I'm just watching to make sure he doesn't do that to me right now. Just keep circling around, circling around. Please don't hit me with the curse. Yeah, that's perfect. When he misses you, but he's doing it in the other direction, he has no chance. 600 damage. We're just gonna rinse and repeat here. Hopefully not get hit by any of his, okay, this one could be close. Crystal's almost got me a little bit there. I can probably survive one curse breath attack before getting cursed. Maybe. I don't want to risk it, let's put it that way. When he gets below 50%, which he is right now, or he's getting close to it at the very least, he should start doing that AoE attack, and that could be the death of me. For now, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Going very well. What was I gonna say? One thing is, if I do die during this boss fight, again, certainly not an impossibility, even though I'm doing extremely well right now. One curse could end it. I will probably do what I did for the Ornstein and Smo boss fight, and basically just try to wait until I get someone summoned, start the video and then take it from there, because I don't want to show the whole Crystal Caves part again. Because obviously that part can be a little bit tedious, especially when people don't leave messages. If you leave messages, you can actually see where you're going. And really, I should have left messages. The only reason I didn't is because time is of the essence right here. Now, if he doesn't do his AoE attack, I can kill him very easily right here. One more, just one more, that's all I need. Okay, Seath the Scaleless has been killed. Surprisingly easily, didn't get hit at all. That kind of betrays this boss. He's normally actually kind of difficult. But that worked pretty well for me. So we got our second Lord Soul Shard, we got another Humanity. Oh hey, look at that, there's a bonfire here. So we will light that. Of course, 60,000 souls, that's crazy. And let's warp to Firelink Shrine. I don't think I'm missing anything else in here, so good thing I didn't have the Curse Biter Ring, or I didn't waste my time looking for it. Obviously, it would have been better to have it, but just for peace of mind, essentially. Didn't even equip my curse-resistant gear, it still managed to come out okay. So that's the strategy for Seath the Scaleless. Now, how many areas do we have left? We have Demon Ruins to Lost Izalith, or Catacombs to Tomb of the Giants. We'll probably do Lost Izalith first, and then we'll do Tomb of the Giants last. Reason being, again, if you're a Dark Souls aficionado, this will allow me to possibly get a Sunlight Maggot, which can serve
hello there.
very well, very useful in Tomb of the Giants as a light source. Alright, I'm not worried about what he's saying, I just want to modify my Pyromancer's Flame. 25,000 souls, holding 92,000 souls right now, not really sure what I'm going to do with those. What's up? Guy wielding the Painting Guardian's gear, crushing some humanity there. Anyway. That will be it for this episode. Thank you for joining me as I defeated Seath the Scaleless and finished off with the Duke's Archives. Kind of a fun area, actually. I didn't used to like them that much, but Duke's Archives is actually kind of fun. Especially when you don't die, except in that one boss fight where you have to. As always, I will see you guys next time when we will probably make our way to the Demon Ruins and fight Ceaseless Discharge, if not Demon Fire Sage as well. But I may upgrade some weapons before that, because Quelaag's Fury Sword, basically useless. Fire-type weapon versus fire-type enemies. It's not very effective. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.